Hi everyone, I'm Kelsie and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about weight and exercise on the Ascension Journey. So this is going to be about my personal experience in relation to issues in relation to weight and also exercise. So this is another installment on my Ascension Journey series. If you want to check out any of my other videos, I'll link the playlist down in the description box below. But yeah, so today I'm just going to be talking about my personal experience on this journey in relation to weight and exercise. So on my Ascension Path, I have found that my weight has fluctuated a lot. So that's like gaining weight and also losing weight on the Ascension journey. And there have been many different reasons for this. I have found by checking in with my body and just asking my body what's the story, why have I gained weight, this sort of thing, and just listening for the answer, that you can get a lot of information by doing that if you have any concerns as to why you are suddenly putting on weight or losing weight. And on one particular occasion, I found that sometimes you put on weight in order to protect yourself. So the physical weight acts as like a barrier physically and energetically, because sometimes on this path you can find yourself in situations or environments that are not good for you. So in order to protect you, your body puts on that little bit of extra weight, or it can be a lot of weight as well. It just depends on your situation, on your circumstances. And the other thing to say is that the ascension process is unbelievably stressful on your physical body. Like, there's so much going on a physical level, because your body is totally transforming from a carbon-based structure, I guess you could say, to a crystalline based one. So there's huge transformation at a really micro level in the cells and the DNA. It's huge, and it can be over a considerably short space of time. But to you and me, we could be thinking, oh, a couple of years, that's a long time. But if you think about it in terms of the transformation and what is actually happening, for that to happen over a couple of years is a huge thing, and I would consider it a short space of time. So this can result in your body putting on weight because of the stress of this transformation that is going through in relation to the ascension process. Personally, this has been my experience as well. When I've tuned into my body, this is another reason that it's given me as to why I'd put on weight, because I talked about it in one of my other videos that I went through a DNA activation. It's very physical. I was purging a lot, and as a result I lost a good bit of weight, but then it was almost like I just blinked and the weight was back on, but mostly around my abdomen sort of thing. And I was really surprised, because it just seemed like it happened so quickly, and when I tuned into my body, this was the answer that I got, was because the process was very stressful. And I can imagine, with the DNA activation, I felt it, because physically I was very sick, and it was quite stressful on me on many different layers. So as a result of that, my body started to put on weight because of the stress of the process. So I just wanted to put those two reasons out there to reassure you, in case you find yourself putting on weight or losing weight and you're not quite sure what's going on. But yeah, this is again a call to put that out there, to make it known, to bring it into your awareness, and also to reassure you, if this happens, that you're not alone, and also to remind you to tune into your body and ask your body what the story is, like what's going on as well. It's best to go straight to the source to ask what the story is in relation to your weight fluctuating, and it's nice to get that reassurance as well from your body when it gives you that information. So in relation to weight as well, I also wanted to touch a bit on exercise and my experience of exercise along this journey, because it's been unexpected to say the least. So on my ascension path, particularly the early years, let's say, exercise wasn't a huge thing for me. So I did have a regular routine before this. I would have done yoga, I would have done kickboxing, these sorts of things. I would have considered myself in pretty good shape, like I was in the best shape of my life until that point, I would have said. And then when I started on my Ascension Path, my exercise routine went out the window, I have to say, because a lot of stuff came up for me to purge, for me to work through trauma, these sorts of things, and as a result it was just a very turbulent time mentally and emotionally. And when I tuned in relation to exercise, because I started to feel bad, I was like, oh, I need to be doing exercise, I should be doing exercise, these sorts of things. And when I tuned in, the answer that I got back was that it was a waste of my time, in that my time would be better spent, or my energy, it was a waste of energy. My energy would be better spent on, it was better spent on, it was pretty much like me trying to hold myself together, to process what was going on mentally and emotionally, that I needed to spend my energy on that and that healing sort of work, instead of expending the energy on anything physical. Which at the time, I remember I was doubting this information, because it goes against the mainstream narrative, and all the benefits that exercise would bring. So I did find that quite difficult to tune into myself. Well, tuning into myself was the easy part, but listening and following my internal guidance over anything else outside myself was very difficult. But that's what I ended up doing. So that's not to say that I wasn't exercising at all, because I would have walked a lot, but I wasn't doing anything really strenuous. So I wasn't doing a lot of cardio or kickboxing or running that I sometimes did. And I wasn't really doing yoga either. It was just mostly walking that I had done throughout my ascension journey. And then a year or two ago, I started introducing a little bit of yoga, but this was just very sporadic. There was no consistency, there was no routine or anything like that, because it felt right for me to do that. In relation to my healing as well, it coincided with that, so I started to just do a little bit of yoga, and it's only been recently that I've hit a major milestone in my ascension journey, and my internal guidance system was pretty much like, okay, now that we have looked at healing other bits and pieces, and the physical transformation has slowed down or come to an end, now you have the energy, and now it's the right time to start looking at your physical body and working on your physical health, and working on all those goals and manifestations that you want to achieve in relation to you physically. So yeah, that's something important to note as well, that you might find your exercise routine completely goes out the window, or it looks completely different during your ascension path, depending on whatever it is that you're going through, what you're trying to heal from. If you're purging a lot mentally, working through karma, whatever the case may be, that the exercise might fall off the wayside, and depending on what your internal guidance system as well says, that I would say to tune into that and listen to that and honor your body. Because like I said, this ascension process is really stressful on your physical body. It's transforming at a massive scale, and doing exercise, especially like vigorous exercise, just might not be what your body needs at the time. So yeah, to always check in with your body and honor your body and what it needs, because I would say that you'll eventually get to the stage where your body will give you that green light where you can take up the exercise again, and it's more consistent, it's more of a routine, because that's what I'm doing right now, 2 weeks into a new sort of exercise regime, which looks a little bit different to what I have done before. But again, I've worked with my body throughout this, so I've asked my body what's the best thing for me to do in relation to my exercise to build it up in the best way possible, and it has given me ideas, and it's actually really lovely to do it that way, to ask my body how many times a week, you know, would exercise be beneficial, what sort of exercises does it need, type thing, and to just be really connected and tuned into my body and work with my body instead of against it, on this journey that now I find myself on in relation to building up my physical fitness and my physical body and whatnot. So yeah, a few bits and pieces that I just wanted to let you know about in relation to this journey, because yeah, it is quite a journey, and I just wanted to bring your awareness to a few bits and pieces, and also to reassure you so you don't feel alone. And again, just a gentle reminder to connect in with your body throughout this process and work with it as you go. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. And other than that, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.